Alright, so in our last video we talked about building a shop, and we spent the last 2 weeks working every single day on getting it up. So in this video we put together a bunch of videos and clips to show you the process.
Yeah, we kind of done with phase one of we have a building, and the next steps are garage doors and then insulation and the inside metal siding and electric and gravel and concrete and
lighting and the hoist and everything else that goes into it. But this is awesome. It's visually pleasing. It's nice seeing something out here. And the coolest fact that it is bigger than our house by like 300 square feet. So that's pretty cool.
Okay, so here we are marking the holes where the posts are going to go. It's pretty important that they're all in a very specific spot, as they have to be a certain distance from each other. That's why we're marking them before just drilling them. We're using it's actually called marking paint, in order to make the lines so that in case it rains or anything, it stays there pretty well and we know where everything needs to go. Using the Bobcat to drill the first hole and all the rest of the holes made our lives much easier. The holes are all 48 inches deep, and I think it's about 16 or 18 inches in diameter. And a pretty simple step, but very important, because the size and depth of the hole matters a lot to how the posts are going to sit in there. So pretty important step. And we did this about 15 or 17 times.
42 is code, but we're putting that cookie down first, so I want 42 on top of the cookie.
And how thick are the cookies? Like 4 inches, I think?
I think 4 or 6. A little bit of water down there. So we're 48 right there.
Okay, so that's good?
Yeah.
So the hardest part of this was, I think 2 or 3 of the posts were just a couple feet apart. So as you can see over there on the right side, we have a pretty big hole trying to get multiple posts sitting in the short span of a few feet, because we have both garage doors pretty close together.
Another day working on the barn. Today we are digging the holes for the posts. We went and rented an auger for the Bobcat so that we don't have to hand dig everything. It's a little wet and muddy today, but we're here.
Alright, so our trusses got delivered using this fancy delivery truck. The trusses are 36 feet wide, so he had to stop traffic to get it in to our front yard. And then it was up to us to take them apart and get them into our backyard to where the barn's going to be built. We rigged up a little dolly with 2 trailer wheels and a steel beam on one end, and then the Bobcat on the other, as you can see here, and just backing it into the yard. But the biggest problem we had was the tire immediately got a flat on the dolly, but we still made it work, and we still got all trusses in the back. Oh!
Coming off.
So we threw the camera on my dad's hat and wanted to get a little clip of his point of view. So all the materials arrived, I think, in 2 more truckloads a few days later after the trusses arrived. Everything's all spread out in the backyard. There is a method to our madness. So we're doing white interior, blue siding, and a black roof. So here's all of the posts in. We're just putting in the last few here, and we're getting ready to start framing.
It was really cool that this was kind of our first look at the actual size and where the barn was going to go, kind of having a full square and the actual size of it.
You can tell here that my dad has done this a time or two before, and we are very grateful for all of the help that he has been.
Okay, so it is kind of the middle of the day. We are doing all of the framing today. We started at 6 o'clock this morning because it's currently like 97 degrees. And it sucks, but it's fine. I don't know, I think we set up all the bracing and everything last night, and then we did all the bottom boards this morning, and we are finishing up the 2x4s now, and then we'll move on to the upper 2x10s.
Alright, so we got to work doing all of the 2x4s on the walls, working in 100-degree heat, but nothing was going to stop us from getting this done, especially since we took the whole week off of work as vacation.
Yep, so here we're putting up the 2x12 headers.
Alright, so we have the framing partially done on the barn.
Yep, the front is all done. The doors, the walking door and the window are all done. We are now moving on to the back of the barn with only one garage door. So that'll be easier, but yeah, let's start putting up 2x12s on the back.
So this is the first truss going up. Definitely a little bit of a process trying to do this, but we kind of got the hang of it. Now the second one is up already, and we started doing the inside trusses. Again, a little bit of a different process that we eventually figured out, but at first was a little rough, but we got there. These trusses being 36 feet wide are definitely a little difficult to work with. They're very wide and kind of floppy and unwieldy.
Yeah, so eventually we ended up doing a rope on each side of the truss so we can pull or give or twist a little bit to get it up in the right spot while the bobcat is lifting up the weight of the truss. As you can see here in the beginning, we were doing just one rope at a time. It worked, but the 2 ropes later on ended up being our best bet. So here's me doing my favorite part, which was cutting all the 2x4s and 2x6s. For some reason, I got the most joy out of cutting all of this, making sure everything's the right size and taking it to its designated areas. And
at this point we had some friends come over, and the extra hands were definitely very helpful and very appreciated. We started working a lot quicker as we had more people come and help.
Yeah, I think by this time a lot of the smoke cleared up and the weather cooled off, and it was the weekend. So at one point we had 12 people over helping us out and giving us a hand.
Alright, so we are driving back from Menards for... How many times have we been to Menards and Home Depot this week?
I think only 3, actually.
No way. I think it's been more than that. But,
I don't know, less than I think I expected.
yeah, that's fair. So yeah, we are on our way back home from Menards. We're getting more screws.
Yeah.
We took the entire week off of work. Today is Friday. The barn is almost fully up, like all of the wood structure. We're putting up the last few trusses this afternoon.
Yep, then we gotta do the rest of the like door headers and stuff.
Okay, yeah.
And then just a whole lot of bracing.
Yep, and then I think to sheet metal. I think eventually, yeah. But yeah, so it's been kicking our butt. We have a lot more respect for framers and people that do this for a living. But we're getting there.
The 3 days where it was like 97 degrees outside.
Yeah, and now it's really smoky out from the wildfires.
Yeah.
So we're getting a bad mix of weather, but that's okay. We're getting there.
Yep.
Alright, so at this point we finally got the hang of putting the trusses up, just in time to do the last third of it. My brother came over and helped, and that helped us a lot. He knows a lot what he's doing with framing and working on houses, just like my dad does.
Come back your way. Ready?
Yep.
Here we are doing more 2x12 headers above the garage doors. I felt like we did a million of these, and we kind of did, because right at the top of the garage door you have one set, and then above that you have another set of headers that is doubled for the actual structure of the building.
And then we have 3 garage doors to do.
Yep.
So that was Al's main job. He did a lot of that himself with the hand of a few of us helping him pull up the boards, but that was his main task.
Turns out hammering nails is hard. This was another day where we got a bunch of help from a bunch of our friends. At this point, a lot of what we were doing was bracing.
So here we have one side of the roof fully done and getting ready to work on the other side.
More garage door headers. The blueprints were kind of weird and didn't connect a couple of the 6x6s that were very close to each other, so we decided to do that.
The most satisfying part is putting the roof panels on. As you can see here, once you get enough people, it goes pretty quickly. Safety was taken into account, and my dad harnessed into the top of the barn, especially on slippery metal like this, and thankfully he did.
Okay, another day working on the barn after work again, and today we are putting the window and the walking door in. Yeah, we're getting there slowly, but we're getting there.
Don't mind the band-aid on my finger. It definitely wasn't for me. Always wear your gloves.
We have a window. This is so light. Like, look at this.